Rack 3, Efren Reyes to break, 1 rack each.
Always interesting to watch Efren break. He's not one of the hardest breakers in the game, but obviously he understands what's required for each table he plays on. He was using the cut break a couple of years ago, which makes the cue ball come to the side cushion after contacting the one ball. He's not using that this time. Considering himself slightly unfortunate to have been hampered by the 8 ball on this blue 2. But he's got the possibility of using the 8 ball to knock the blue 2 into the centre pocket.
Yes, many players in the game feel that if Reyes does have an Achilles heel, it's in the form of his break. Mind you, you wouldn't know it after the first 2 he's hit here. Very imaginative as displayed by that shot. Speaking of the break again, I remember a few years back, and I think it was the year Reyes won the World Championship, he knocked in 8 racks in a row against Francisco Bustamante. You've got to have a break to be able to do that.
Somewhat easier to break off on the television tables when the cloth is very dry, no humidity in the table at all and in the cloth. And I'm not too sure whether we've actually seen Earl Strickland talking about that yet, but he's got some interesting views on the break-off shot in the World Championship.
Yeah, we've been somewhat fortunate here. We haven't had any rain during play with all the doors open, and it's been very humid already. If it ever started raining, these tables might really become a little more sluggish, and certainly the throw off the cushions would change.
It was the earthquakes I was more worried about, Jim.
I understand they get about 1 of those a month here too. And you know, there's a player in the United States they call the earthquake, Keith McCready. He'd enjoy it here, and right now the enjoyment is falling on the shoulders of Efren Reyes. 2-1 ahead of the tornado, Tony Drago. Round robin action still. It's Judgment Day. These two will survive to play into the last 64. And you can see this group completed now as well. All 7 played.
Kevin Smith there needed to win his last match to have any chance of qualifying from the UK. Shoulder going through. A slightly softer break from Tony. He can break harder than that, and it's paid off in one respect, but perhaps not in another. So perhaps a safety. 1 onto the 2 ball, send the cue ball across the table behind the 5. There's an option. Missed the 2 and has left Efren a chance. Can he manufacture a shot to get back out for position on that 2 ball? That's not easy. The green 6 is very much in the way of that. May just have enough room. The green 6 helped him.
A very useful little touch on the 6 there. Now stretching over, left-handed, ensuring to leave an angle on this 3 ball to get back the opposite end of the table for the pink 4 next.
Just got to decide which side of the brown 7 he decides to play for. Very cleverly taking that out of the equation, using all the angles of the table, spinning the cue ball around with that side spin you can see. So clearly with these spotted cue balls.
Steve, I saw a set of snooker balls with a cue ball like that. I wonder what the chances are of getting that one through.
Yeah. You know, I'm sure people think it may put you off the shot. After a while, you don't even notice. You know, you don't look at the ball in that way. I suppose you could say it's an optical illusion sometimes that you can't see the middle of the ball because there's a spot to one side or the other. But generally, you look through the cue ball somewhat. Reyes smoothly and confidently.
Mm, 入らないか。うわ。この近く。5番を入れ。初めてブレ。いわゆる裏マスを取るという形になります。エフレン・レイズ。お、入らないか。
ですかね。
はい。薄く当てます。
この後ですよね。コンビネーション決めた後の。
今度は引いて。さあ、そして最後9番。9ラック。第
Lost
9
the
ゲー
cue
ム。
ball there. He's been a bit lucky. Does he have a shot at the 1? Stuns the ball into the rail. He's got a lot of work to do here. Cue ball needs to be on the left-hand side for the red 3 next. You can see the 3 passes only to this pocket. And Reyes, with so much angle on the 2, he may have to play side cushion to try and get back. Or what he could do is try and play the 3 into the center pocket here. That may be his only option. A deep screw with a lot of left-hand side and position the key here. Screw it is. A little short of pace. He needed to be a little further down because the orange 5 is the wrong end of the table for him. The only thing I can see, if he decides to attack, he's got 2 choices. He's either got to bank this and run through with the cue ball, or a deep screw using the 9 with a lot of left-hand side off 2 cushions back for the 5. There you go. That was a much better pot than he made it look. Well, a magician showing that there's nothing wrong with his wand here. Picking the right time to come good, just as he did the other day against Suke. He was sat in his seat, 7-3 down, cobwebs round his shoes, then suddenly Tinkerbell. Well, early indications in this one tell me that Efren Reyes came ready for this match. He's made some great shots already. Left himself in very uncomfortable situations, and this one doesn't look to be any different. He's so cautious. He doesn't want to touch that brown. Look at the cue ball power there. Incredible. Loaded up with side and swung that white back for the 7. Tremendous shot from Reyes. They label him the magician. And you've just seen an example why. The 9 down. And Efren Reyes has just put together what I think is his best visit in this match thus far. A break and finish, but he had so much work to do. Watch this white bend with the cue power here. Look at it off that cushion. And look where it leaves on the brown.